Say hi. Say hi. You gonna wave? Good morning. You being camera shy? All right, so good morning. I am gonna talk about kids and food. And I want to first, let me kind of start with just a couple things that I've been doing differently with food. And I am focusing on helping my kids have a healthy relationship with food. And I don't know about you, but for me, you know, I felt like I was kind of putting on some of my own diet culture mentality type of, I guess, rules on my kids. And what I mean by that is like, eat your vegetables. And we do want them to eat a variety of food, but I don't want them to feel like you have to eat vegetables before you have dessert. I want them just to enjoy food. And that's a really scary place to be because, if you're like me, I like control. And even with growing up overweight, and I think that's a lot of why I have some of the fears that I have, I want my kids to be healthy. And I'm developing my own more positive relationship with food too. So this is an experiment for me. And it's a really interesting experiment too because, when you're in contest prep, you're prepping for like a show, a bodybuilding show, you're dieting. And that can really it can go both ways. It can be a negative impact on your relationship with food or it can be positive. And so as I'm prepping for this next show, I am really focusing on making it enjoyable and a little bit more flexible. I'll let you know how that goes because I'm still working through it. But focusing on today's topic is kids and nutrition. So a lot of the advice that I'm getting for myself is coming from this book that was recommended to me called Child of Mine. And one of the experiments that I did a couple weeks ago when we were on the road was I ordered my kids like corn dog, French fries, and I also got them ice cream all at the same time. And I just sat back, and watched, and I noticed that my daughter, she ate a few bites of ice cream, she ate a couple of French fries, she ate a few bites of her corn dog, and she was good. This one, on the other hand, he ate all of his ice cream and that was it. And it was just really interesting, to see what they chose to eat. And so a couple of things that I've been changing as far as helping my kids have a more positive eating and meal experience is and making it less stressful for me is giving them a variety of foods and also making sure that I have something on their plate that I know that they're going to eat. And a lot of times that's noodles, it's bread, but at the end of the day, I just want them to eat. And also knowing that, let's say they don't eat, like my daughter doesn't really eat a big breakfast or anything like that, that's okay. There's other meals that she eats bigger that are, larger portions. And so kids already know how to self-regulate their selves. And over time, as we get older, we lose some of that self-regulation. And so that brings us back as adults to learning how to have a more positive relationship with food and learning to trust our intuition. Our bodies know what we need. Is just sometimes we tell our bodies what we think it needs, and that's where that battle happens. So a couple things that I do. So today I just give him a variety of stuff. This is a chicken nugget, and I have a few I have a few pieces of what is this? What is that? Sweet potato tot. I add some fruit. I always keep these on hand because they're just easy. They're like steamable bags of broccoli and rice. So I'll put that in there. I have some blueberries, and I'll probably put a couple of animal crackers or animal cookies or whatever. And just he'll eat what he wants to eat. So, and it's okay. The other thing that I got from this book that was a game changer. You want some blueberries? Here. All right, go eat your blueberries. Another thing that was a game changer for me was learning that my job as a parent is to provide food, right? My job is to put it on the plate and provide the food. My job is not to dictate what they choose to eat, because they're humans. They have tastes and preferences just like we do. I remember as a kid, I had a babysitter that would like force me to eat not broccoli, but peas. I hate peas. Unless it's like in a pea soup, like a split pea soup, or if it's in stir fry. If it's mixed in something, I'll do it, but I'm not gonna eat just straight up peas. And we would have this battle, like, why is this woman sitting here making me eat peas? And sometimes we do that with our kids. Here, because you are heavy, I'm gonna put some blueberries in a bowl. There you go. So those are some things that I've done a little bit differently, and it's actually made mealtime so much easier on me, less stressful, because I would get so anxious. Like, come on, like my daughter, Brene, eat your food, eat your food. She would eat a couple bites, and then she'll go run off and play. She'll eat a couple bites, go run off and play, go eat a couple bites. She's like, Mom, I'm good. I'm like, okay, great. And then like later on the day, she's like starving, I'm like, okay, cool. So I'll make her, some spaghetti or something, and then she'll eat all of her spaghetti. So kids already know how to regulate themselves. Some meals are going to be bigger, some meals are going to be smaller. And it's all okay. At the course of the entire week, it all balances out. So the book I recommend if you do struggle with your kids, this is it. It's called Child of Mine by Ellen Satter. She is a registered dietitian, and she also co-authored the book that I'm reading. This is the workbook that I'm going through called Intuitive Eating. All right. There is an actual book that goes along with this. I'm listening to the audiobook for like the second time. I have the book as well, but it's in storage. But I'm listening to the audiobook and I'm going through this workbook. And then there's also another companion that goes with that book that I really like, because it's more of a kind of like every day is a different focus. So it's just like short little things to focus on every day based on the intuitive eating principles. Intuitive eating for every day. So for example, I don't even know what day I'm on, but today is how to spot fake intuitive eating. Okay, this is a deep one. So anyway, but there's like different focuses every single day. So this is a great experiment that you can go on with your children. And you want to try that? He said no. So he may not eat this, but we'll see. I'm still going to provide it, and we'll see what he eats. You want more blueberries. He loves blueberries so much. And this is a great journey that you both can go on. So let me just read some of the comments. So that is so true. Sometimes adults interfere too much with kids' self-regulation. Yes. And it can be a battle. Like, I promise you, for the last couple of weeks, my stress levels have gone down. And I think that kids want their parents to trust them. They don't know how to articulate that, but if there is a trust issue or a control issue, kids like, I don't want this. And that's where that battle happens. So there's some trust building and learning to show your children that you trust them when it comes to food. When I was a kid, I was not a fan of meat or milk. My kids aren't either. Like, I barely give them meat. I put this chicken nugget there, but they'll probably be more open to yogurt. So I always throw in a yogurt when he goes into daycare. I promise you, this chicken nugget might come back with one little tiny bite, or it's just not going to get touched. Sometimes he drinks milk, but not always. But yogurt, always. So, mealtime was a challenge for me. As an adult, I reconnected with my love of veggies. Yay, good. So check out those books. I'll be sharing, whenever I feel like it, just how everything is going with how I am trying to weave in some portions of intuitive eating or flexible eating with my contest prep. Really hard to do, but I think it's doable in a sense. And how things are going with my kids. And, I'll pop in and just talk about whatever's on my heart to talk about. I'm not going to do like episodes or nothing like that. I'm just going to come in, hey, this is what I want to talk about. But if you do have some questions, definitely shoot me a DM and I'll respond to those questions in a video. Peace.